and visible clearly, Digvijay? Great. Good to go. We'll begin in 3 minutes. Yeah, Vaishali, am I audible? Yeah.
Yes,
Just
you
drop the emoji acknowledgement message in all the groups.
Hi,
Good evening, Ranjit. I hope you're doing well.
how are you? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm doing good.
Welcome to the conference.
Thank you so much.
Digvijay, if you could just notify us once we are live. Okay. Thank you. A hearty welcome, everyone. I'm P. Shravan Kumar, the founder of Shravan Kumar Associates and Group, popularly known as SK Associates and Group or SKANG, and your host for today's conference 1.6 on how to build your dream team for your startup.
And I'm Aditi Jain, the Chief Strategic Clients Advisor of SK Associates and Group, and I'm Shravan's co-host for Conference 1.6 on how to build your dream team for your startup.
SK Associates and Group is an internationally accredited ISO certified management consulting firm registered under MSMED Act 2006 with the Government of India. We provide consulting services in the domains of compliance, operations, marketing, research and development, human capital, strategy and operations to budding student entrepreneurs across the nation. SKANG was formed with the dream to provide consulting services to budding student entrepreneurs and help them in developing the national economy by establishing their dream firms across various industries. Visit our website at www.skangroup.com to know more.
We work with startups and train potential student entrepreneurs who are aiming to bring a significant change either in their business model, in scale of operations, or both. To succeed in this endeavor, our clients need a specific type of consultant, someone who is a problem solver. Typically, such a person is entrepreneurial and passionate, thinks out of the box, has an idea where the problem lies, how to analyze it, and most importantly, what would serve as a perfect solution for it. Such people have lived and worked in different continents and countries. They have worked on exciting projects. They have taken risks and have scars to show for it. We call such people transformational consultants. We have worked all over the last 3 years to build a network of such people, reaching out to them across universities, across industries, and across the gamut of functional roles. Time and again, we have seen magic happen when we find the perfect solution for our clients. And this is what drives us and keeps us motivated each day. We are passionate and excited about the impact such individuals can have in building the next generation of iconic organizations in the corporate sector. Visit our website at www.scungroup.com to know more.
We aim to impact 60,000 students across India by 2026 by providing them with consulting services in strategy and operations, human capital, compliance, legal advisory, research and development, taxation, marketing, and help them in establishing their ventures by investing 20 crores US dollars in their startups over the next 5 years. We also aim to provide 50,000 employment opportunities to various lecturers across the nation in the upcoming 5 years.
We strongly believe that strategic alliance and collaborations shall help us achieve our vision in working for the cause of global economic growth. Our executive management and alliance teams are always dedicated on working towards entrepreneurship, development, and community impact with a concentration on the point. Students are the upcoming future generations of our nation and need to be empowered for global economic growth. We aim to partner with 1,000 universities and colleges by 2030 to empower, educate, and advise students on various aspects of entrepreneurship and mentor them to build their startups successfully. Visit our website to know more about us www.scangroup.com.
As we enter 2023, we are consistently seeing the increasing focus and enthusiasm among students towards entrepreneurship. This is a significant change towards a progressive community of professionals and entrepreneurs, since a startup means an innovative business model which can impact the community and can help resolve an existing day to day problem. Thus, the more we encourage sustainable startups to bloom in our world, the more efforts we are making towards a better future, free of the problems we face today. Entrepreneurs and global business leaders are the future of our world as they attempt to resolve issues via the innovative solutions and commercialize the same solutions later at a feasible market value. This helps in creating employment opportunities, facilitating sustainable economic growth rates, creating innovative products and services, attending to consumer needs appropriately, and even creates business opportunities for relevant businesses. From global warming to climate change, from natural disasters to waste recycling, from biodegradable fossil fuels generation to rainwater harvesting, from creating online schools to universities. Multiple inventors and creative geniuses have already emerged as entrepreneurs successfully.
Exactly, Shravan. Even throughout my career as a professional in the education management and edtech industry, I have seen multiple ecopreneurs change and impact the world via their eco-friendly innovation, ideation, and inspiration. However, a major part of a startup's development and growth depends on team building and talent acquisition from relevant individuals, short scale experiences such as life projects and internships, and they might find it difficult to access, educate knowledge, and experience on the same. Thus, in answer to all such questions of budding students who wish to emerge as entrepreneurs by building their founding teams via proper talent acquisition and retention strategies, we have organized Conference 1.6 on how to build your dream team for your startup. We hope our conference series helps such potential students create an impact in the community and resolve emerging problems via their innovative mindsets and business model. Now, we would like to introduce all our honorable guests for today.
Firstly, we would like to introduce Ms. Dhruti Shergill Nicholas, who is holding a rich 14 plus years of experience into human resources domain. She started her career with services-based companies as an assistant human resource manager. The turning point of her career was in Jivraj Tea Limited, where she established the whole HR department, organizational hierarchy, and drafted policies for the company. Currently, Dhruti is serving as a human resource manager in Inky IT Solutions Private Limited, using her skill sets in administration, management, employee training and development, recruitment and selection, payroll performance evaluation, management information systems, and leadership development.
Our next guest is Mr. Ranjit Singh Panwar, who is a conscientious and compassionate human resource professional with PGD HRM from Symbiosis University and PGC People Analytics and Digital HR from IIM Indore, an extraordinarily committed and result oriented business HR professional with 12 plus years of working experience and still counting. Mr. Panwar is widely skilled at relationship building with internal external guests across organizations and teams with exceptional writing and presentation skills. He is adept at assessing needs, generating options, and implementing policies and change management in collaboration with employees and stakeholders at the organizational level. Ranjit is skilled at partnering with management teams to build employee centric cultures, promoting positive morale and optimizing productivity by motivating teams via with excellent interpersonal coaching and communication skills.
We are glad to have Arpita, who comes with 16 years of core experience in human resource fraternity. She has worked in various industries, managing and implementing the complete human resource functions and operations. She has experience in planning and has strategies, many HR programs, successfully built HR teams as a consultant and mentored them to excellence. She has experience in working with Deloitte, Wipro, SmartHead Consulting, Fairportal, Scope Consulting. Now she is engaged with Tech Monks, managing and front ending the HR team globally as a global HR director.
We also have as an aspiring leader and HR, Sai has 7 years of experience in the IT industry, working predominantly in startups, comes close to 5 years in talent acquisition domain with global teams. He is experienced in client success and delivery, team management, and working with many aspiring entrepreneurs has given him great insights on hiring the right people for a startup. He is excited to share his ideas with talented minds.
Now, we would like to request all the guest speakers and attendees to kindly switch on your respective webcams during the conference. We also expect that you are following the instructions very strictly, which have been prescribed in advance for all the attendees. We would also like to inform all of you that the HR team is conducting polls in the comment box throughout the conference. Kindly participate in them actively. Further, I would like to thank all the executive management team, including Ms. Aditi Jain, Mr. Digvijay Pawar, Ms. Vaishali Shri, and Advocate Riddhi Bhanushali for constantly staying by our side and adding the valuable contributions for the growth and development of SK Associates and Group from 10 July 2021 last year till date. They dedicated an immeasurable contributions to the firm in terms of emotional support, recommendations for improvement and enhancement, team formation, incorporation, marketing campaigns, and many other infinite initiatives shall always be remembered by the upcoming generations to come. Firstly, I would like to thank Ms. Aditi Jain, who has always stood as a support to me at a personal and professional level. From recruitment to engagement, from dispute resolution to counseling, her contributions as a part of the HR team for the last 1.5 years are quite appreciated. Even when I asked her to lead and manage the strategic alliance team this October, she did it even though she knew she had no prior experience in the same apart from an internship. From that day till date, she has led the alliance teams on conference and collaboration campaigns as well as expected. Though I might be a bit strict on punctuality and consistency, Aditi has led the team capably through the previous two conferences and a brand partnership alliance recently with the Bombay College of Pharmacy. I'm proud of you, Aditi, for your initiatives and leadership abilities, young lady, and I expect we accomplish 1,000+ collaborations together in the upcoming years. Next, I would like to owe a wave of gratitude to Ms. Vaishali Shri, who has stood by the HR team for the last year with selfless motives. Vaishali took commands of the HR team last November after three of my able associates had failed to manage and optimize the recruitment team. From that day till today, she is running the team excellently, marvelously, and helping us maintain the hiring processes efficiently. And in fact, she has also successfully helped us collaborate with multiple placement cells of various colleges and universities. I'm proud to announce that under her leadership, her able and successful leadership, for the first time on record, our HR team has expanded to the highest number of associates, the largest an individual divisional team could grow in our startup. I'm proud of you, Vaishali, and I wish we achieve milestones in the upcoming years together. I would also like to thank Digvijay, the man behind the curtains, my friend who advised me during my live consulting project 2 years back at a publication firm to start up immediately. From Feb 2021 till date, he has stood by my side as an individual and at a professional level too. I'm thankful to him for a lot of things, from his valuable contributions in building our website to launching it, from interviewing and intervening every now and then in the alliance team and human resource team, to resolving disputes and mediating between external stakeholders, from running digital marketing campaigns to helping us increase our outreach, and the most importantly, for hosting every live conference and handling the broadcast communications. He has always been at the back end, facilitating our operations so that we could continue in the front peacefully. I'm thankful for your consistent support as my friend and co founder, and I wish we achieve our upcoming project successfully under your able leadership. I also feel quite happy in announcing Mr. Digvijay Pawar as the project head for our upcoming bootcamp series, which shall be launched in 2023. Congratulations, though I guess that deserves a treat too, Mr. Pawar. Next, I would like to thank Advocate Riddhi Bhanushali, former Chief Strategic Alliance Advisor, who has stood the test of pressure and time. Today, while most of Mumbai runs towards a busy, income oriented employment roles, Riddhi has successfully stood by our side, leading the alliance team and switching to building the legal and compliance team for assisting the rest of our teams in day to day operations. We might have a lot of arguments and conflicts over board meetings, but I'm thankful to have you by my side, Riddhi, for the consistent support extended by you. I also hope that we build an amazing legal team together in the upcoming year. I love you, team, and I'm proud of having you here with me. You are the best I could ever get, and we will achieve our goals together and build SK Associates and Group as one of the most impactful and best consulting firms in the world.
Thanks for the compliments, Mr. Shravan. We have a long way to go together yet and believe that together we can achieve milestones as a team. Now we would like to invite Mrs. Dhruti Nicholas, HR Manager at Inki IT Solutions Private Limited, to enlighten us with her insights on team building.
Hello, good evening, all, and thank you so very much for this beautiful opportunity. As everyone know me, that myself, Dhruti Nicholas, and having 14 plus years of experience into the HR, right? And as we all know, why this seminar or this conference is held for your dream team building. So when a startup is growing, what are the milestones that we have to achieve to success? So for that, few milestones or few points are there which I would like to share with you all. First of all, to build a team or to make the team, we need some kind of plan, or you can say blueprint with us, that what kind of business we are going to be run, or what is the nature of our business, and what will be the need of the resources. Everything will be there, and on that note we can plan for our resources and for our structure and everything. First and foremost important thing is, you have to identify the positions, which kind of positions you are need in a current situation or on an immediate basis, right? So first and foremost thing is, identify your positions, that if you are going to up with the startup of any IT company, as I'm into the IT, I can give you an example, good example with the ITs. So if you are going to set up for a new IT company, and there are different domain in that, you are going into the website designing, right? So what will be the first and foremost positions you will be needed? There will be the need of a developer, there will be the need of a designer, there will be the need of a graphic designer. So there will be the technical need. You are have to identify the needs, that these are the prime need. First of all, I need to fulfill them. Then you can go for the other positioning as well. Second important point is, decide on the employment type. This is very much important. Why? Because at the time of startup, we have to understand what kind of projects we are having. Either they are of the long term or short term projects are there. How much will be the revenue? What will be the costing of the that from that project? How much you will be earning, and how much you have to going to pay, and everything will be there. So on that basis, you have to analyze and understand the thing, whether I need a full-time employer, or I need a part-time or freelancer employment will also work with me for us to start with the projects and to establish myself in a market or anything, right? So many a time, what a startup makes mistakes is they hire too much in a too much faster flow. मतलब business start किया and they get the business and they say didn't see that how much the longevity of the project is there, how much we are going to survive or whatever the thing, and they hire too many employees together. At the end, what happens? This startup has to shut. So that's why we have to identify our requirements. Many a thing, if you need, it's like HR can be a freelancer, your finance department can be a freelancer, your admin department, your legal department. For a start being, you can have that freelancer or legal advisor or consultants with you, and you can have your development team as a full-time employer. So you can identify these things and then you can plan your resources accordingly, right? Once you are having that blueprint in your hand, that I want this much employees as a freelancer, I want this much employees as a full time, then definitely you can go ahead for the finding a candidates. So there are various platforms are available for the candidate searching, that is LinkedIn, naukri.com, Indeed. There are many outsourcing companies are also there, but you have to understand that
Enthusiasm
when the
among
startup is
students
coming
towards
up for the
entrepreneurship,
recruitment,
consistently saying
many are not able to join the startup very easily. So first, what we need to do is we need to give a full plan, or we have to make them assure that their future, the future longevity, their career growth path, everything is there. They can come with us and they can work with us, and there will be the growth together, right? So while finding the candidate, you have to put in the mind like this points to share with the candidate, that what is your vision, what is your future aspects or goals with the startup, why you have started this organization or startup, what is your vision, what you are planning with upcoming 1 year or 2 year plan or 5 year plan. And then definitely slowly and gradually candidate will be getting interest in your part and they will be coming into. Then once you find the candidate, then they are showing interest in your organization, they are ready to come for the interview, then you have to be very much prepared with the interview questions as well. Because you guys, or when the startup is there, we are not aware what kind of questions we have to ask them, or what will be the feedback will be there, how to judge them, what requirement you will be looking forward for their particular candidate. That all things we need to be well prepared first, that if I am going for a website development, what kind of technology I am going to be developing the website, whether I'm going to develop the website in the PHP, whether I'm going to be develop in the Python, whatever the technology I'm using, that requirement first understand, and according to that, you can go ahead with the candidate hiring or interviews, right? So that is one thing. Then you can do the full plan, or give the discussion and give the, as I said before, give the career path and plan to the candidate, so they can get the interest and information accordingly. And second, pay attributes is salary part is there. When there are a lot of things are coming into the mind, right? When we are startup, we are not having that much fun. How we can manage that high pay or cost or something. So on that basis, we always can discuss or ask on a stakeholding part, right? We can say that we can give you 50% of the salary and 50% profit stake on the project basis. So that kind of different sources or different things we can have while offering them a job or salary part and everything. So if they are getting interest into in this, they will definitely come into collaborate with the company and start working with us, right? So the we have to very much thoroughly think about the whole hiring process, that how the hiring process flow is going to be held, how what obstacles are going to come. First obstacle will be the searching for the candidate, because it is never going to be easy to search a candidate for a startup company, because as per the thing being established company is not able to very easily connect with the freshers. The same thing happens with the experienced or established employees or the persons to join or collaborate with the startup companies. So to attract that kind of talent, or to attract that kind of talent or employees or the candidates to associate with our organization to a startup, it is very good thing. We can offer them a stakeholder part, right? We can show them what is the vision, what is the mission, how the planning is done for the upcoming startup, what kind of project they are looking forward for, how all this idea of the startup came. So all these things are very important to share with the experienced or the seasoned candidates. So if they can find it out insightful, or they are finding it as yes, it is nice, they will start collaborating with you, right? So because very seasoned and experienced employees, what they are working on a big MNCs and everything, they are stuck with the one kind of project. They are not able to get all the kind of challenging projects or challenging opportunities or everything. So they are thrive for a challenging positions. When I'm also had worked with the startup, and when I used to interview the experience or the persons who have worked from a Wipro or TCS or somewhere at this kind of MNC, I asked them why you want to switch from this such a big MNC from a startup company. So they said because we want to grow ourselves. Over there they used to stuck in the one kind of project or one kind of environment, and now they need to explore themselves. So the this kind of candidates are open for the joining with the this startups and everything. With the thing, they get a good remuneration, and in the remuneration part we can offer them a stakeholder or profit sharing, right? So once everything is done, they are good enough with the art things, and they are good enough with the vision and everything, and they join our organization, they join the startup. Then we are finding it that's all okay, we achieve the things. No, it's not exactly. The main work comes afterwards. Once we had a team, the major and important aspect is to retain the team with us. Then only the startup will turn into the organization or a company, and we can run it successfully. So after hiring candidates and your team and everything, you set up the team, you start with the project. Next milestone to achieve is how you are going to retain your team, right? What kind of success plan you are going to show them, that this is what we have started. After that, what will be the career growth they are going to be getting over here, what kind of opportunity you are going to get over here, right? So that is what very much important, to frame a policies, to frame a proper work environment, proper growth plan, proper salary structure and everything. And when I'm saying to build up a proper policies in that, because this is the time or era of a flexibility, and they need their time and they can work accordingly. So we need to be a little bit, if it your project and your work is allowing, do go for the flexible timing and give them freedom to work according to their timing, thinking, and everything. So that will be, building your team very fast and very easily, and they will be having some perks where they can balance their work life, right? Third important aspect is, when the free time or leisure time is there, try to get it done with your team. Because when you are with your team and you are enjoying the free time with your team, it will be like bonding of the team will be very good. When there is a startups and everything, the number of amount of employees is very less. We'll had a 10 or 15 employees, we will be starting up with it. So the team bonding or team building and feeling like we are a one family, that is what is important. Once it is done now, the emotional attachment will be there, that it is difficult for them to think up for another organization. They will be thinking this is my organization only, and they will be coming up with the new ideas, new ventures, new solutions, and together the company can grow to the next level. So this is what a few points from my end, that where how you can hire a dream team. So I'm not going to share that what step you should, go for, going searching for candidates. That all we know, where we need to search for the candidate, where we will be getting the candidate. But for getting the candidate and making them work, that is very much important. If you are working on these things, candidates are going to be come to us for the work. That is definitely, there's no lack of any candidates or such employers, skilled workers. But this thing is, we need to show them what is the vision, what is the capacity the organization is going to have, what is the future they are going to have, what is the career path, and secondly, they are going to get a proper industry standard pay, so there will be no difficulties into that. So this is what from my end, that how to hire a dream team. If you are having any questions or you need some more discussion or elaboration, this is open time.
Firstly, Dhruti, I had a question. Since you're talking about dream teams, right? So, whenever startups begin, the usual team which begins the startup, commences all the operation, is known as the founding team. So,
Yeah.
what would be your suggestions for students who wish to like appoint a founding team for like talent acquisition aspects?
From talent acquisition aspects, I would like to say, if you are going to be a founding team, you need to understand the what is the scenario of the market, what will be the, if you things or talents, or the, you can say, culture is cultivating in the market, what is the maximum trends is going up, currently. According to that, you can be having a best way to go for the talent acquisition. Right now the young blood is, you can say, they are very much easy with the gadgets, and they are very much friendly with the things where easily they can work. They are not happy with the hard work thing or going into the field and working and everything. Because of COVID, they all are with studied also online, everything. So for them everything is online. So faster, how they can go with the faster version or faster thing, that is needed. So we need to be with the market, with the trend, and with the pace of how now new generation is thinking. So in that way, we have to think and we have to go for the talent acquisition.
That's great, Dhruti. Another question here, Dhruti. Whenever founding teams are hired, basically for the founders, uh, the founders are not able to give them like monetary remuneration perks or perks in like in terms of job security, definitely, because startups, even the
Yeah.
founders aren't sure how long they would last. What would be your suggestion to such founders?
As I said, that when you are going to hire a dream team, it is a startup, it is very much difficult to get established candidates, or to make them attract to join a startup. We need to give them a very much a clear vision of why this startup has come upon floor, what is the idea behind it, right? And what is the future plan, what upcoming 2 year 3 year, what is the future plan, how we are going to work, and what is the success, what will be the analysis, and everything will be there, what kind of projects or the target audience you are going to be hit, and what is the strategies for that. So if you are sharing all these things and they are finding, because they are experienced and they have seen the market, they can analyze and think that accordingly, yes, this is going to be a successful startup or it's not going to be successful startup. So they can join accordingly, and you can work accordingly. And once the experience will be coming into your startups, definitely their experience going to be help us, and they will be guiding us in when and then needed.
That's great, Dhruti. Now I would like to invite the audience to put forward their questions, if any. You can simply unmute yourself and speak. Yeah, questions, please.
Yes, sir. I'm having. I just want to ask, like, your opinion regarding the moonlighting. Like, it was recently we have seen that the companies, like, they were, it was trending in India. They were laying off, and they were, the companies are, they are the employees are moonlighting it. So what's your say on this?
See, for a stake, if we are saying the moonlightning, so it is not going to last for a longer time period. It came into so limelight because of the COVID time era, where they are having their free timing, where the traveling or other aspects they can save that time and they can go for that this kind of moonlightning work, right? But it is for a shorter period. Now all the big giants also had called their employees on site. So when they are coming on sites, it is hardly a time for any employee going for a moonlighting work, right? So it is not encourageable, definitely, and it is not going to be last for a longer time period for the moonlighting as well. Because see, when you are going for the moonlighting, I'm not saying as a HR, but as a employee, if I'm working for any company as a full-time employee, and for few projects or few things for few perks, I'm going for another projects as well, another organization. What will be the thing to make the other thing happen? My current secure job will be into the danger. So we have to think rationally how much this moonlighting is going to be workable for us.
Any other questions? Jagruti, I guess you have a question.
Yes. Thanks, Dhruti. So, Dhruti, as you mentioned that, uh, maybe for the experienced employees to join a startup, right? So you said, a part of the stakeholding can be offered to them, but to the best of my understanding, startups do not want to dilute at a very early stage, right? So, and they, I think, they are anyway, struggling. So, uh, sharing or maybe diluting some part, for the employees, or maybe to get on board the experienced employees would be difficult. So, how do you think those kind of situations can be tackled?
See, for sharing, I'm not saying for the stakeholder, shareholder, total of the company, but definitely stakeholder of that particular project. If you are working on a website development or any kind of a big project, so whatever profit sharing coming from that project, you can definitely give them to some certain of the share. And if you don't go with the profit sharing or the hourly base or something, the to attract, definitely to attract a new candidate or experienced candidate, it is difficult because they are already established and they are having some sort of income in their hand, and coming up altogether with a, as we all know that with the startup it is very difficult to sustain that kind of income to every regular month to them. So definitely we can say that regularly this will be the x amount and this y amount will be given to you once we finish up the project. According to that, on that basis, whatever percentage is there, we can give it to them. Apart from that, another trick is that we can go ahead with them with a certain per hour rate where their productive hours, billable hours can be counted. Means the hours which we can bill to the client, that hours can be calculated with certain amount. Suppose currently on Upwork the rate is going around 800 or 600 to 800, so we can go ahead then per hour 600 is there, but which we can bill to the client. So we, that is one how that anyway which this we are going to give any certain amount which is billable to client, for which we are getting something, and from that we are giving something.
Got it, got it. Thank you.
Anyone else? Any questions? You can simply raise your hand or you can unmute yourself and speak. Praveen, Raka, Rima, Samrit, HR team. No questions out here.
Yeah, I would like to ask, this thought came into my mind that being a startup, it's very difficult to, create a definite growth path. You don't know exactly how it's going to, turn up. So, how in such uncertain circumstances, how do you navigate your way?
Still, if you have started with a startup, you would be having any thought process in your mind, then only you have come upon with a very important point that yes, I want to start a startup. With only one or two project, you won't think that chalo, we'll start a startup. To start a startup, we need a certain thought process, we need some blueprint, we need some kind of projects or some pipelines are there. Then only we can think upon going for the startups. We are having some funds in our hands and everything. If everything is there, then the startup can be called as a startup. If you are having only one or two project and then you want to go with the startup, that is not a startup. For creating a startup, there are a lot of things to be needed to be think. This is what I'm saying. We need to understand what will be the blueprint, what will be the project will be there, what the career path, or what will be the growth. At least for a 2 year, 3 years growth, what will are we are thinking. Then you go for the startups.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Any other queries? Or we can proceed. I guess that's all.
Yes, sir.
We would like to thank Mrs. Dhruti Nicholas for her amazing speech, which enthralled the hearts of our audience and shall inspire us for years to come, and request her to share her mail ID in the comment box for any queries our attendees might have. Now, we would like to invite Mr. Ranjit Singh Panwar, Human Resource Manager at Sayyaji Hotels Limited, to share his thoughts.
Hi, very good evening, all of you. So first of all, I would like to thank the ASCO Association Group to serve such a beautiful opportunity to share our insights on the hiring the Dream Project team for startup itself. So I would like to add few points which Shruti highlighted. So while we are thought of the dream team for startups, so first we need to identify the startups strategically. Someone asked how we navigate the startup strategy to way forward to define the things and strategy itself. So, wherein I would like to say the first before going for any startup, you need to establish your uh, core ideology and the vision and purpose of any startup company. Which kind of purpose and vision you are, entering into the market itself. Then after defining the purpose and vision, then only you can attract the proper talent itself. Rather than people are thinking connected and feel connected with your vision or purpose itself or not. Otherwise, they will always come across with the kind of the red shopping kind of things. So, suppose there is somebody is working in a MNC and they are getting good package itself, and why they will turn up and they would have turn up to your startup to work on for your project itself. So for that, you need to create the visionary approach for your startup company, wherein you can give the dream. Your dream project should be connected with their dream as well. Then only they will come across and sacrifice their MNC job, their limited job itself, the time framing and limited task to perform itself. And startup, there is unlimited work. You have to devote yourself completely towards your goal and vision itself. So for startup company, you need to create the vision and the core ideology itself. So people will feel connected for your startup company vision and the ideology itself. So then they will turn up to your things to join your team. Also would like to mention the core team of the any startup company, like a few people come together for a common purpose, for common vision itself, and then define the startup company to start with some project work itself. So very much important to create the highly marketize this particular core team itself, to give the background studies and their working experience towards the audience itself, wherein they will inspire themselves. They will create the reference point from this industry expert to join that team itself. Suppose somebody associated with Google or TCS or some other good IT company, and they left their job and they start their startup project itself due to certain their visionary approach. So people think on and they decide, oh, somebody from Tata and somebody from Google has resigned and just starting this own company to bring this own thought process and visionary approach to deliver certain objective to the market itself. So then people will think of there is something big in this particular blueprint of project itself. Then he himself took a such a big risk to come across with this startup project. So then people will create their reference point towards this industry expert, and then they feel motivated and inspired to join such a startup company itself. So this is another third point which I would like to mention about the startup project itself. They always in some kind of why they shut and then why they fail to hire their dream project team itself. So because they do not think visionary, and they do not they unable or they fail some time to create the visionary or purpose of the any startup company itself. So very much important to create the purpose and vision for your startup company. Then only you can attract the proper talent towards your company. Then only you will be able to make your dream team for your startup company itself. So this is the more important from my side. The because most of the points covered by the Dhruti itself. So few point which is also would like to I would like to highlight, which is basically important points for startup to create their dream team. So vision and purpose and core ideology of any startup company is a must, and the marketing and the profiling of the core team is a must to attract your dream team for your startup company itself. So this is all from my side for this particular topic itself. Then only you will be able to create your dream project itself.
Thank you for your speech. I would like to ask one question here.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, like
Please
most of
come.
the people,
Yeah, please.
yeah, most of the people are not ready to work in the startups, right? So, what are the like being a HR, or I would say like what are the creative ways we can adopt to like so that they are ready to work with us in a startup? Like putting a job ad is enough for the people to getting into a startup, or some of the creative ways I wanted to know just.
So as I mentioned here, many people are comparing their current remuneration with your startup remunerations. So if they're going to compare their remuneration currently, they are getting in the existing company, which is already on a great note at the great level itself. So if they wanted to turn up to your startup company, so there is something big in terms of the monetary or something which is support their dream also, something basically the proper utilization of their talent or skill set itself. So for that you need to create the visionary approach for your startup, what you're going to achieve for this particular startup company itself. Like I will put across here the one classic example of the iPhone. So Apple has created that market image or brand image for Apple products. uh, Still it is very highly product, but still it is running successfully in the market, and people are choosing the iPhone for their need and their purpose itself. So that doesn't mean the other product like Vivo, Nokia, or Samsung not working in the market itself. They are also having their customer base itself. So the point here I want to highlight, I want to make it, you need to create your purpose and vision towards your audience, towards the market, towards the industry itself. What purpose, what vision you are coming across to the market to deliver, to achieve itself. So iPhone always say the just user compatible product. There is something better for your privacy, so user compatibility kind of things. So user friendly product which is iPhone made. Although it's a very highly, but people are there who believe in the iPhone and they go for the iPhone purchasing itself also. Few people are there which is also there, but they do not have that visionary approach and connecting feel connected to the iPhone dream and the vision product specific in itself. So then they feel the waste of money with going with the higher product itself. So they buy another product like a different of product which is basically create the specifications of and meet their day-to-day operation requirement itself, and they're cheaper also in terms of the pricing itself. So you need to create the visionary approach and very well define about your intention, company intention, your vision, and your core ideology to feel connected your talent from the market and they attract the talent. Sometimes if if somebody is working in a good company and that particular employee has a passion to play the guitar itself, and if you offer in your same company, my dear friend, you have this particular talent to play the guitar, so let's do one thing. So let's come across on a common platform and create a win-win situation for us. So why don't you play a guitar for a one day in a week or fortnightly in a week? So that's fulfill your dream, fulfill your desire as well, and we may also enjoy your guitar playing at workplace itself. So that particular employee, guitar player, will feel connected with your thought process, and he will happy to do without any extra money and effort. He will deliver his talent to you, and other people also will enjoy that particular show itself. So my point here is to make is you need to create the story and some reference point for talent in the market. Then only they will feel connected and create their reference point to join your startup itself. The money is always work here. I know itself, but sometimes people will also have such visionary approach to showcase their talent, showcase their capability to do more, to achieve more. They have something great achievement orientation to showcase itself. While working in a structure company, they are unable to showcase and unfold their potential itself. So that is why that point I would like to highlight and mention here itself.
Thank you. Okay, now I would like that like the attendees, anyone would like to ask any question, can raise your hand. Anyone wants to ask?
Sir, as you said, any person which comes from big company and he quits his job and wants to start a new company, should it be necessary he should be working from a big company?
Not necessary. Actually, I would like to highlight here for about your core team. Any startup company has a core team to start with any business or any company itself. So a point here to highlight is basically you need to create the marketing approach also to attract the talent from the market. Suppose Ranjit is opening out startup company itself. So SK Associates invited me for their conference itself. So I have something background, something profile, which can be talked about, which can be highlight, which can be showcased to the participant. Then only they feel connected and they can think of this person has something to share and something value addition in my experience also. Then only people will listen what are you talking about, what do you want to do, and what is your vision and purpose itself. So my point is here to you're about your core team. Any startup company has a core team, so you need to do proper branding and profiling for that particular core team itself to feel create the reference point from the industry itself. Not necessary to someone work for a big giant and big company, then only they can able to run the startup. My point here is to marketize your core team itself.
Okay, sir.
I would like to ask one question which came into my mind.
Yeah.
That in the initial phases, what do you think is more important? The process of making money or the process of creating a vision? Which is more important?
So vision is more important because without vision, we seen lot many company without vision, unable to deliver. They able to make the money and the profitability. They able to retain the bottom line of the company itself, but somehow they divert themselves with the vision itself. So they want to attract, they want to do every project at the same time. If you define your vision and your purpose of your company, then you target your specific audience, specific client itself to get the project work to associate with them itself. Suppose I am the expert in something which is basically related to the railway or metro project itself. So if I want to do a metro project, if I want to do a highway project, if I want to do go for the 5G tower work as well. So same time, such kind of the resource not available with me, highly cost involved in such product to do multiple kind of things itself. If you take the classical example, the L&T. L&T has a bigger giant that's into the engineering, manufacturing, and constructing. So they have different vertical to deliver their thought process, to deliver their vision statement. Different CEO, different project manager, different plant head, different kind of the designing head, project heads. So different L&D team for different vertical itself. If they want to do all together with by same person, so Ranjit is the CEO of the all vertical. So Ranjit will be unable to deliver what desired from my role itself. So you have to define your vision properly. Then only you can get into the market and go for target-based clientele itself. So vision is very important for any company to define with. Until unless you will not define your vision or purpose, then only you may distract yourself with different kind of this time the RBI doing this time the company government Indian government is changing some policy in visa itself, or US government is changing some visa policy itself. So you may attract some talent from US, or you may do something more project for a US IT based company. So that's give you always ping pong kind of thought process in your brain. Oh, let's do this time. Let's do this time. So you have to create proper vision and purpose itself for a company to succeed in the market. Otherwise, you're always being ping pong, and your startup somewhere down the line, struggle for survival.
Yeah, that's a very interesting word you spoke, sir. Ping pong. So that happens so many times in a startup.
Correct.
Right? You keep on modifying your approach depending on the market situations. Thank you very much for your answer.
Thank you.
Okay, Ranjit ji, I had a small question here. Maybe
Yes.
the last question. So we have a young team of HR professionals too. So what would be your message to them to succeed in the startup endeavor again as a HR?
So basically, my message here for the young HR talents for change in their thought process. So many of them from 90s born child, which is basically Gen Z kind of thing. So nowadays the millennials are hitting in the market itself. They are after 2000 born people are nowadays coming across to as a talent pool in your company or your job searching itself. So for them, जिंदगी जीने के मायने कुछ और है उनके लिए, and for you grown up in a different environment itself. So now would like to highlight again, feel connected with your company vision and dream. They have different mindset altogether to grown up in their life. So let's go back to your parents' situation, your father and your mother and your grandpa itself. So in their life, their priorities of their life is roti, kapda and makan. एक अच्छी नौकरी हो, अच्छा पहनने को मिल जाए, अच्छा खाने को मिल जाए. That's only the criteria for them itself. When the things turn up to our father level itself, so father is into more, adding in a more luxury product in your life itself, like a TV, color TV, freeze, from two-wheeler to a luxury car itself, and bigger house, and from fan to AC, kind of more upgradation, in your life itself. In my father aura, let's talk about it here. In my aura, things already there. My house is there, my car is there, my luxury product is there, and my parents are able to manage my study at the good college like a Symbiosis Pune itself. So I got a good pedigree of education from that itself. So now onward, my priority not more than the roti kapda and makan. So my priority is more quality to life, more work-life balance itself, wherein I can meet my patients. I can utilize my dream project like playing guitar or playing a drum, somewhere in my adventurous life. Somewhere I got a leave for every quarter for 5 to 10 days to go for trekking and for any kind of my hobby itself to fulfill it. So for these millennials, they do not feel connected with your company vision, their job description itself, their higher package itself. They always wanted to feel challenged, themselves. Always give challenge, proper challenge, which fulfill their talent and their potential itself to come out properly outcome itself. Otherwise, they will attract very soon. Nowadays, very interesting topic is going around the infant iteration. Infant attrition is basically something people are joining your company within 1 or 3 months, they left your company because they will not comfortable with the company culture. Yeah, although you are going to, you are paying good, you are offering good services, good working environment, good infrastructure, office infrastructure to work on, laptop, data cable, phone, tab, everything. But they feel not connected and they are not comfortable with your working culture itself. So they will left your company within 2 months, 3 months, and 4 months, and 5 months itself. So nowadays, infant nutrition is very much high in the industry itself. Every industry. It's not about any industry, any specific industry. All industry are facing a such challenge, except the manufacturing. So my message is very clear to you need to take a mental switch from traditional hiring to attract this millionaire talent to acquire for your company and to sustain and retain in your company, to understand their point of view and do such necessary modification in your hiring pattern, in your working pattern, to sustain in your company itself. Otherwise they will get attried one day, and that comes under the infant nutrition.
Okay. Anyone wants to like to ask any question? No one?
Sir, I have a question.
Okay,
So
sure.
could you throw a light on the last, you said that like how to stop the attrition rate, which is there?
Oh, of course. So let's say classic example of the thought process of the millionaire. You need to understand their basic needs. So in my I'm a 90 born child, so my priority is different. And if somebody born in 2001, recently graduate from any college, he has a different priorities in life. So first, you need to understand their thought process while interviewing. You need to change your interview pattern as well, because nowadays and the history and the analytics says we are as a HR more traditional hiring itself, so the more a very set of defined question while hiring or while interviewing any particular talent itself. So here I would like to say a few days back I read of an article from any US based research organization. So they suggested to change the basic hiring pattern of any company or any sector, which is basically more necessary nowadays to attract the young talent, which is basically millennial itself. And what is it is, which is basically not your question should not be the IQ based. Your question should be more towards the EQ based. So what is the EQ and IQ? IQ you understand very well. The EQ is something which is we talk about very less in the HR fraternity itself, which is basically the emotion quotient. So when we talk about the EQ, so you need to also check the candidature, their belief system, their likes and dislikes itself, their priorities in their life, and their routine of their life, their high point, their low points. Sometimes you need to, while you're hiring the young talent, you need to give the clear insight of their particular behavior pattern to their team members or their leaders, where they're gonna work for. And at the same time, you need to also train your managers, your head of department as well to tackle such millionaires crowd in your company. Otherwise, they will not understand this young generation, and they will be their own aura, and someday that particular young talent will attract, because the 65% of the talent of the India belongs to 30 below the 35 age, and most of the manager, head of department, general manager in your company, in the CXO level people in your company or somewhere's company, they are somewhere around 45 or 50. So for 45-year age of manager and the just 22 or 25-year young kid recently coming out from the college has different expectation as per the today's world, and this gentleman has different expectation and outcome expectation from different level itself. So there is a mismatch always. So you need to either come out yourself with this level and then pull it this young talent to your level itself. This will not a one day activity. This required a lot many research and effort to put across, and you need to change your complete hiring pattern, in your L&D system to work on to control on the attrition. But of course, attrition is a constant. Some where you cannot control or you will not be able to achieve 0% attrition. This is something which is always going to happen, but you may try to reduce and increase your retention level itself.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We would like to thank Mr. Ranjit for his informative and knowledgeable speech and request him to share his mail in the comment box for any queries our attendees might have. Now
Sure.
Now we would like to invite Ms. Arpita Sen Sarma, Global HR Director at Tech Monks, to share her views.
Hello, everyone. Hi, I'm Arpita. I got so many things said about me, and really obliged. Thank you so much. The topic that we wanted to discuss about is what do you think about the dream team? What do you mean by the dream team? Yes, startups, for any organization having a dream team this is my point of view. You can always hire people, you can have the best recruitment services, you can hire people, you can go to best campuses to hire people. But the main purpose is the main part of finding a person who's always looking for upskilling. They're looking for make them better in their career. Not only in this organization. I don't expect anybody work in one organization for 10 years, 20 years. Those days are gone. People don't have dinosaurs in the organization. 2 years, 3 years, 5 years at the most. And especially the kind of industry I work with, I work in IT. It's very volatile. People are hopping up like anything because things are changing every second. Today you are at something, tomorrow there would be a new update, tomorrow there would be a new skill in the market, somebody will be doing something else with that. It's a constantly changing situation. In such a situation, expecting somebody would be not leaving, expecting an attrition rate at 1%, expecting somebody would be staying in the organization for 10 years, that is not happening. They have their priorities, as previously said. They have their priorities in their life. And today, this millennial, there has been so many generations. I don't know what generation this is categorized as, but today, the kids that we work with, they don't only want to work and make good money. They want to work. They want to travel. They want to follow their passion. They want to sing. They want to go for a stand-up comedy in the evening. They only want to work for 9-to-5 job. They want to have a work-life balance. And as an HR, you have to provide all these things in the platform. It is not possible that you would just provide that amazing skills. You would not. Sorry. Okay. It is not only that you would provide amazing product to work with or the project to work with. You have to provide all these things. You have to provide that kind of an environment in the office if you're bringing them from. Now, see, the volatile is, thanks to COVID, we know IT is the only organization which can be done and which can excel from while working from home as well. Kids don't want to come to office. It's a hard fact rule. They don't want to. They want to work in a hybrid situation. They always look for, do I have to come to the office all the day? How many days we have to come? They always look for a situation where they have to work from home. Even there is a pay cut, they're looking forward to that pay cut also, and they want to work from home. In that situation, engaging somebody from work from home, having that kind of a mindset that you want to have that kind of an employee who would be engaged in such a situation as well, having that kind of a team is a dream team for me. As an HR, I always look for upskilling. I always say, skill can be taught. I can teach somebody. White HR has told us a 6-year-old can also code. Coding is not an issue. You can teach the skills. It's very easy. If you have a logical person to work with an amazing Wi-Fi speed, you can teach them, not an issue. What you require is the will. If you have the will with the person, you can fix a dream team anywhere, at any point of time, with any kind of organization. May it be a startup, may it be an established one, whatever it is. What you require is basic things. What you require is a person. When you're interviewing a person, what is required is to see whether the person connect with your cause of your organization or not. Also, the person is looking forward to upskill themselves constantly or not. If they're looking forward to upskill, they are the right people to work with. Stagnancy is not the thing. At this point of time, stagnancy is not the thing. Those days are gone by. You got a job, you're there for that job for the rest of your life, and you're happy. That's it. Those days are gone. People are always looking for the next. Once they are settled with it, they're always looking for the next challenge. They're always looking for that next a better project. They're always looking for the next good pay. They're always looking for that cabin in the next organization. They want to work with an organization where there is a gym as well, where there is a specific amenities as well. They want to work in a place which is very nearby to their place. They don't want to travel much. They want to spend their time with their friends while watching movies, while playing a game, while doing something extra. They want to go to there's so as an Delhi, there's so many things going on. They want to go to this place and everything. So you, as an organization, a dream team is something where you have those people, you can provide those people, and you have those people who joining you. They have this thing that they connect with your cause. They connect with your vision and mission. If that is done, I think, as I said, dream team can be fixed any point of time. That's my 2 cents. Any questions? Anything?
I guess Aditi has a question.
Yes, I have a question. I just wanted to know that can you highlight certain challenges which an HR might face?
In terms of, there's always a challenge, sweetheart. Otherwise, HR is
Yeah,
not going to be.
I know. Can you highlight some for our team?
You mean, okay, in my
Like startup itself is a challenge, right?
Aditi is referring to the usual challenges that are faced
Yeah,
by like
usual
the
challenges,
HR
Well,
team
right?
of a
see,
startup.
startup, I see as a startup is actually very easy than an established organization. And an established organization always have to fall back to their credibility and all that stuff. Startup is basically a clean sheet. It's you can pick up whatever colors and you can start drawing on that. It's very easy to actually if you have a solid product to sell in the market, your startup is going to rock like anything. The point is, if you talk about the challenges, very basic challenges, especially in the hybrid, people are not engaging. If they come into the system, they're not engaging and participating are two different things. They might be attentive, they might attend the meeting, but they will not be participating. And how to make them participate? These are the basic challenge. When challenges again, when somebody is joining, people are, even if there is recession happening in the entire world, I don't know, somehow India is hiring like anything. Even if they're firing, India is still hiring. And when they're hiring, whenever there is somebody who's you're looking forward to, they'll always have 2-3 opportunities with them, and they're looking for more. When I say about upskilling, there is a bad part of it that as well. If it will backfires, if the person is upskilling, they're always hungry for more money, hungry for more big organization, hungry for more bigger role. Those challenges always are there. So these are the basic challenges that you have.
Point. That's a great point, Arpita. I had another point here, Arpita. Since you are involved with the IT and non-IT, both the industries, right? Hiring for both. So, like, as our previous speaker already told, that there is not a good employee retention rate in both these sectors, especially when recruiters go to hire. So, what would be your perspective on startups that are emerging in this sector and are looking for those particularly categorized kind of employees into IT and non-IT?
See, retention, as I said, at this point of time, retentions, people are always looking for the next. Somebody in the previous discussion discussed about the moonlighting. Okay, so I don't know how you guys going to take this. Previous the COVID time, there was a 9 to 5 job. You were traveling from 9 to 5 job. You were coming back while traveling. You're dead tired. You eat and you sleep. Take two, you're home, and you're not traveling anywhere. You're just waking up from your bed. You're not even getting up from your bed. You're opening your system. You're working. You're closing down your system. You go back to sleep, or you're going back to do something of your own stuff. You have a lot of time. Initially, people did not know what to do with that time. They didn't have any passion to follow. People started cooking, people started gardening, people who were really good in manner. People who didn't have these kind of things, they said, okay, let me make some extra bucks. How would you do that? There's gigs available. And we are moving towards a gig economy now. So people pick up gigs, people pick up projects, people picked up freelancing. And of course, they would pick up only things where they have their own knowledge into. So then, hence the moonlighting came in. Retention is an issue with us, definitely. In many organization, manufacturing, it does not, because it's very skill specific. You would only find a welder, a specific kind of welder in very specific kind of manufacturing units only. You would find a Java coder everywhere. Even in a manufacturing organization also, you will find a Java coder because they need somebody to code their website. So retaining somebody in IT, as I said, you have to provide those kind of things. You have to provide them a platform of upskilling. You have to provide them platform of work-life balance. You have to provide the platform for what they're going to happen with them. You have to provide them the platform for engagement, going out with referring their friends, having their friends. You have to provide those kind of where they feel that yes, they belong to the organization.
No, that's the point actually, Arpita. Like even as our previous speaker just suggested and said, most of the people we hire in today's world are from Generation Z, and we prefer to hire them over other generations because definitely they're tech savvy. They would be more like able to deal with all the technological advances that are required to perform the job role. So what's your opinion on that? Since the managerial role people, mostly KMPs and senior management, are Generation X and Y, not X, mostly Y, definitely, and like lower range of people are again from Generation Z, which have a different perspective. How do like entrepreneurs try to adjust this perspective, especially in startup ecosystems?
You're saying hiring, if I got this
I'm talking about the generation gap in startups between Generation Y and Z, definitely at different managerial levels. How can founders try to deal with this generation gap?
constant trainings, constant upskilling, put them through classes, put them through online, make them go through with if you're hiring somebody from Gen Z for a particular skill set, let's pick up, you're hiring somebody who's into machine learning. Somebody from who has done their engineering in 90s, they would not be much available, they will not be very much into machine learning. They must have heard. IIT only started their data science class some 10 years back. So it is that new. So if you're hiring somebody for data science, you have to you understand the logic of it, but how to work on it, all you can do is you can keep upskilling. Put them in the class as well. Yes, initially they might find, why would I get into something like that? I'm managing things. As HR, okay, I'm giving an example with my organization, the current organization I'm working in, we do not have that kind of a vertical situation. We're a very horizontal organization. We don't have managers sitting in the chair and saying, have to do this, have to do this. They're actually managing stuff. Like, as a manager, they have to manage the client. As a manager, they have to coordinate the client and the employees. As a manager, they have to take care of the coders. They have to take care of the architects. As a manager, they have to take care of the conflicts that are happening between these two parties. So they're actually managing stuff. Technical part is basically doing the technical part. Whenever there is a ticket, when there is an issue, they're taking care of that. Managers are basically coordinating and managing the entire thing. When you incorporate such an idea, the idea of vertical, you have a manager and you have then things cascade down, that get disintegrated. And that is very important with new generation. You have to disintegrate the vertical part of this. There is a hierarchy, there is a manager, there is this and that. Yes, there is a generation, there is a leadership roles. There are people management, there are technical management. You cannot have a technical person may not be always a very good people management. A people manager may not be always good a technical manager. Have those kind of amalgamations so that you work in a cohesive situation. It is initial earlier when we had those things in that generation, it had, sir ne bola tha, so we'll go ahead with that. Now today's generation, they would not go that with that. They school teaches them to call their teachers Mr. and Mrs. They don't call their teachers as sir and ma'am. That is coming out. This entire sir and ma'am, um, the entire thought process is actually getting eradicated now. It is getting old now. You only have sir as a prefix. You do not use those things in corporates, especially in IT. You do not use those things. Even if the person is 80 years old, you call them, respect them, and tell them Mr. or Mrs. or Miss. You do not do the sir and ma'am. So that needs to be, again, that's an incorporation hazard. That's a cultural change that needs to be incorporated within the organization by the HR. But when you do that, that's something that you have to keep doing it with them.
That's actually quite a notable point you brought out here, Arpita. The generation gap and the way of addressing our seniors and management professionals has actually changed a lot. Now, I would like to invite the audience to put forward the questions. I guess you have a question from Akansha.
Akansha. Hi, Akansha. Hello.
Hi, Arpita. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. I just want to ask one question. Could you share just one engagement strategy?
Engagement strategy, it's always the most difficult thing. How I do is this, I keep sending them teasers. My team keeps sending them teasers, We have group chats, Snapchat, those, what do you call that? Not Snapchats. See, I've got the word. There's one thing from Microsoft, starts with S, not Skype, Slack. Yeah, we have Slack channels. We have GChat, Hangout channels as well. So we could keep on sending those channels with them. And you have to come up with the new ideas. You have to come up with new engaging ideas. I know it's difficult. It is not easy to ask people that please come into, and it is not like earlier, please, since everybody is playing, so you hear some more noises and everything, people start joining you. You actually have to go ahead and create that noise. And it is very easy to mute nowadays. It's just a button and it's mute. So it's a constant effort that you have to keep asking them. Are you coming? Are you coming? Are you not coming? Are you not coming? And like earlier, we had the kind of games we used to do, those need to be changed as well. It needs to be more informative. It needs to be more based on their skill specific. This is what my organization is doing, and I'm on this engagement thing. I'm totally giving you what my organization, my team is doing. The kind of the kind of programs they run, it's training programs, informating questionnaire programs, then game programs. Nothing but just sit around and like bunch of people that we are over here now, maybe 35 people, we just talk about things about themselves, like I am this, so do you also do this? We talk about Marvels. There was a session we actually did with how many Marvel superhero and how many movies you have watched, and people actually came, people who didn't never watch Marvel movies, they came after watching Marvel, so can they answer those questions. So those kind of things, people, that's what nowadays people are into DC, they're into manga, they're into graphic novels. They want to learn, read books. They go to Comic Cons. They go to the same person go to Comic Con, the same person goes to Rekta as well. So you need to fine tune and pick those, you have to pick everything. You never know which one your people going to connect with. So as HR, you have to be more informative.
Okay, and my second question is you talked about upskilling. So when you do upskilling, is it like always good to put it on your CV, or you can leave it out and talk about it like later on?
In the sense, I mean, if as a receiver or a giver.
Like if you're someone who's applying for a company and you've done a say certification course for upskilling your maybe say digital marketing skill set, so is it like always good to put it up in your CV,
Of
or
course, why not? It's a skill that you have acquired, right? At the end of the day, even if it is done by the company, if your company has their own ways to keep you in the system for a substantial point of time, so that they can actually take away the learnings that you got from that particular certificate. But then, if you have the certification, why not? You would definitely. That's individually. That's your skill.
okay, sure, thank you.
Welcome, always.
Any other questions? Anyone? Just raise your hand, unmute yourself and speak. Archasmita, Vishnu, no questions? Rajatji, Elisa, Gayatri.
Excuse me. Yeah, I have a question. It's
Hello.
about how building culture. Before there was a thing about they talked about vision and mission will set the startup better. So I want to ask: is culture is building the vision, or we have set a vision according to that culture will be built?
You set a vision first because the organization, it's the product or the project of the organization. Okay, so it's like how should I give you an example? So are you into, okay, I'll give you a Marvel experience only. You're into Marvel experience, you watch Marvel movies, superhero movies? Okay. So the vision of Marvel is they actually now looking forward to a phase 6 as well, right? And now they are working on the movies. So now they're building up the culture. So now you got the idea. They already have a vision. They want to go to phase 6, phase 7, phase 8 as well, with the movies, with Eternals and Galaxy and lots of other things as well. With not Black Adam is a DC. With all the Marvel characters and everything. With Wakanda, which female Hulk and female Black Panther, they want to get into the many phases. From phases 6, phases 8. If I'm not wrong, they actually have planned for phase 8 as well. They already have that vision that they want to go to that. They already have a mission. They want to go into that. Their mission is to make people aware of Marvel characters. That is their mission. What now they're doing is they're building a culture where they're showing off these movies and they're coming up with these series and everything, where they're coming up with building their characters, each and every comic specific characters. They're building their characters through the series and the movies and everything. So first you become you conceptualize your vision and mission, and then get into the character building. Because it becomes easy. You have your vision, you know where you need to go, then you start building your culture. Culture is basically the values of the organization.
I got this doubt because startups are new coming companies. Like company changes, it changes rapidly with the upcoming technology or how the transition is going on. So that's why I had it out. Like when you are setting up a new team or a new startup, at the start it might be different, but as long as you progress, it keeps changing. The way you work, the way it changes according to the world. Like before, it was like heterogeneous, 1970s. After that, women equality, all this came into picture. So work culture kept changing. So and also by the trends, even the mission are getting changed. Like few companies have changed their visions at the start and now. So is this going to affect anything like culture? That's what on that basis I asked. Culture is going to affect any mission or vision or not?
Culture doesn't affect the vision and mission. Vision and mission could affect the culture. Because see, as you correctly said, it's a constantly changing organization. As I said, we didn't know data science works, but now data science works. Pythagoras theorem was sitting in the corner. I don't know since when it got into the scene. It got into we read about Pythagoras theorem, but now if you take out Pythagoras theorem from the system, the entire world would collapse. Everything is based on that. Every single thing is based on that. The entire GPS system is based on that. So imagine if now today, so culture, everything is correlated. There are times vision